Ever wonder where your money goes each week? Well, I'm going to share with you how I spent my money this week, living on a budget, managing debt, and working towards financial freedom. Let's break it down together. Before we break down anything, we have to have our weekly chat. Y'all, tell me why I started off the month of February, my weekend, and the day of Saturday, by flooding out my apartment, the girl below me's apartment, and the girl in front of her apartment. I flooded out 3 apartments. I'm not quite sure about the guy beside me because I have never seen that man, so I really have no clue what he even really looks like. But I know for a fact that I flooded out the girl below me because the girl in front of her, which is kind of like diagonally in front of me, was coming outside like, why is my apartment flooding? And I was desperately trying to get a hold of the girl that lives below me. Anyway, let's backtrack because I didn't tell you how I flooded out my apartment. So, Saturday morning, I wake up, I've started my morning vlog. Someone commented one time like, wow, you do a good job of like making it look like you're tired. I'm like, I literally just woke up when I start my morning vlog. So yes, I am looking like I'm tired because I'm not faking it. It's for real. So I wake up, I'm starting my vlog, I walk the dog, because I always, like how I show you how I do my morning routine in the vlog, it's how I do it. I wake up, I take care of Scout, I get her out for the morning on a walk, and on the weekends, I let her take a long walk because time doesn't matter. So we take like an hour and a half or whatever, something like that. Literally, Scout does not play about her walks. We do that, we come home, I make breakfast, and then I am going to go wash my hair because I try to wash it twice a week, but it doesn't always happen. At least once a week I got to wash my hair because it gets crazy dirty and oily. And I usually reserve that for Saturday because I work in office. I'm tired at the end of the day when I get home. I don't want to do much. So Saturday morning, I usually wash my hair. So I go in the bathroom, I'm washing my hair, I come out, I'm going to film a couple more clips for my morning routine vlog for Saturday that I was going to put out. And I always film the day of, like when you see it, it just happened that morning. And I try to have the vlogs out by, at the latest, like noon, because it is a morning routine and I kind of have it out in the morning, or I like to. So I wash my hair, I come out of the shower, I'm going to put a couple things on, but I have my iPad, and I think that I set my iPad on the back of the toilet, like closest to the wall, and I was just going to rest it up against there, and then like while I was like getting ready and stuff, and then I accidentally dropped my iPad between the toilet and the wall, and I will try to take a picture and put it in the vlog here, but there is like a little spigot that obviously behind the toilet at the bottom to the left of my toilet that, you know, lets the water, that's how I get water in the tank of the toilet. So my iPad drops and hits that faucet. I don't know what else you call it, a faucet, a handle, a knob, hits that like knob where the pipe is, you know, that gets the water to the toilet. I'm assuming, is that for the shower or the toilet? I think it's for the toilet. You guys will let me know. I'm just a girl. So anyway, my iPad hits that knob and immediately water starts to come out. I grabbed my iPad like super quick where it didn't even really get wet, and I'm seeing water on the floor just a little bit. I'm like, what the heck? Why is there water on the floor? Is that from me getting out the shower? Like, I didn't put that much water on the floor. And then immediately it goes from like just a tiny bit of water where I'm like, what the heck? And then all of a sudden, gushing water. Gushing. I'm frantically on my phone, like trying to call the apartment number. And I'm going to save my apartment number, like to the office. Like, I'm going to save it. So that way I just have to do it with thing, because I had to go to Google, look at the apartment complex I live in, type in the, like, hit the call button, but because I was so nervous and I was, like, literally shaking like a leaf, it was so crazy, and because I was, like, shaking so much, I hit something and it kept trying to open up a new page. I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this. So I go to Apple Maps. I have an iPhone. I get Apple Maps, look at the apartment complex I'm in, and then hit dial, like, call from there. Then it like rings and rings and rings, and because freaking nobody ever answers these days. Everything's got to be on automated, this and that, you know. And it was like 11. It was around 10:30, 11 when all of this happened in the morning. So I don't even know if the apartment office is open that early, because I'm pretty sure they're open for tours on the weekends, like Saturday. I don't know about Sunday. This happened yesterday on Saturday. And I'm calling. No one's answering because it's automated. You got to press 1 for something and 2 for, like, 1 for rental questions and then 2 for, like, resident issues. So I press 2. Then it, like, is an automated system and asks me what's going on. I'm like, my apartment is flooding! I'm, like, yelling into the phone. And I just have on my towel. While all of this is going on, I'm going to like my water heater that is in this back closet over here. I'm trying to turn off the water because I used to have a townhouse, and so I know that you have to turn the water off for the apartment or like for your house or whatever at the water heater. Most of the times, I don't know about every house. That's just how I know. So I go over there. I'm like, I'm turning this knob. I'm thinking it's turning off the water to my apartment. Nothing is happening. Water's still gushing out. I'm still trying to like get a hold of somebody. So I say my apartment's flooding. So I said, okay, we're going to put you through to emergency maintenance, like the automated thing. I'm like, great, cool. So it's ringing, ringing, ringing. No one answers. I'm desperately still in my towel, trying to turn off the water, trying to hold that spigot thing because now it's kind of hanging out of the wall, like behind the toilet, trying to hold that on so not as much water is flowing. I'm also trying to go down below me to the girl below me because I know she has a dog. I'm trying to let her know that this is going on. Like, I'm still in my towel. Like, I never walked outside my apartment not in like clothes or like at least my robe or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, forget about human decency. Like, I need to hurry up and like notify people, because I remember I lived in an apartment when I lived in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I had just gotten like an in-office job, and I come home and there's literally dehumidifiers and fans all over my apartment. Like, I have one in my bathroom, one in the living room. I'm like, what the heck is going on? No one called me to let me know anything, not from the office or anything. I'm walking in and I was like, no one called me? Like, apparently the guy above me had like ghetto rigged his shower head to kind of fix it instead of calling maintenance or fixing it himself because he's a man. And yeah, that caused a leak down into my apartment, and it must have caused a leak into the lady below me at that time, because I lived on the second floor and there was like above and a below. And it must have caused a leak in her apartment. That's when they called, and that's when they went in, and Scout was like locked in my bedroom, like not locked, but closed off in my bedroom at that apartment. I was like, why didn't someone tell me? So I wanted to make sure that I was trying to go down below. Then when I'm trying to let her know, and maintenance is calling me back, it took them no time to call me back. They called me back because they were like, yeah, we just missed a call. I'm like, yeah, get your clothes on, get over here, like ASAP. Like, my apartment is literally flooding and it's going down into the other apartments. While I'm doing that, and I'm standing in front of the girl's door below me, which she never answered. She has like a Ring camera, so I kept pressing the doorbell for that, thinking she would get like a phone notification, and I never heard her say anything. So I don't know if she get any of the notifications. Maybe she was still asleep, maybe she's at work, I don't really know. I've only seen her like twice, but I know she has a dog, and I want to make sure, like, if my apartment is flooding, that hers, like, that she can get any valuables up that she wants to get up, that her dog's gonna be okay and not drowned. And while I'm doing that in front of her door, the girl in front of her comes out and is like, what's going on? My apartment is flooding. And I'm telling her, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling her everything that's going on. And like, I sound like a the way I sound to you, pure chaos, is the way I sounded to them. Pure chaos, anxiety ridden. So anyway, the maintenance guy's like, yeah, let me get dressed, I'm coming right over. I'm like, okay, hurry up, time is of the essence, like, let's get this together. He comes over, he shuts off the water, he goes and get like a wet vac to get any standing water up in our apartments, and he calls the people to like bring in fans and dehumidifiers. So right now in my bathroom, I've got they lifted up the carpet, because it's carpet only in the bedroom, and it's tile or this like wood laminate floor in the living room. And so they've like untacked the carpet from the threshold at the bathroom to the bedroom, and they've got a fan going underneath to try to air all of that out. I've tried to clear out as much as I can from my bedroom to make sure it can just get some air in there and get that process going and drying out. So if you see a bunch of clutter behind me, it's literally mind your business, because I had to bring a lot of stuff from my bedroom to my living room in order to get stuff off the carpet. So they've got that. They got a dehumidifier in my bathroom. They had to cut out the wall space because the pipe was, like I said, it was kind of leaning, falling out of the wall. So they had to cut that out to see how far back it may have been like cracked or broken or whatever. And so they got that space like kind of cut out and drying. Like, craziness. Scout and I slept on the couch last night because it's just so loud, and I can't close the bathroom to the bedroom because they got the fan going underneath the carpet at the threshold there. So I've got the door closed to the bedroom from the living room, you know, trying to keep that closed off, so that way at least none of that moisture comes into here. And after I record this video, I'm gonna go run to Target, because I thought about it today. I was like, I probably need to do something else, because when I went to the bathroom this morning, it seemed like there was so much moisture. Like, I opened my bedroom door and I felt the inside of the door when I was closing it, because I'm trying to keep Scout out of there because I don't want her to get like injured by the fan or something crazy or whatever. So I was closing my door back to use my bathroom, and I was like, the door feels a little like slippery, like it's wet. And I was like, oh, I probably need to do something else. So I Googled, and it said you can buy like charcoal briquettes. And so I'm going to buy like a bag of those, just like the charcoal that you grill with. And I'm going to put those in like some bowls and put those like on my bed, because my bed's still in there. And then on like my TV stand, I'll put a couple bowls in there to help draw the moisture. And then also it said you could put baking soda on the carpet and vacuum it, but I can't really vacuum with the fan underneath the carpet, so that's kind of hard. What else? Oh, damp rid. There's damp rid bags. I'm going to get some of those and hang those in my closet and just like get a ton. Get as many as I think I can afford, and hang some up in my bedroom, like off the bottom of my TV stand, because it's got space between the floor and the bottom of the TV stand, or the like kind of top part. It's kind of hard to explain. So anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be doing that after I record this, but it's been... as much as it sounds like it's been chaos, it really hasn't, because once the water, he shut off the water, and then I took Scout and we left for a few hours yesterday, and I let them come in and do whatever they needed to do. So we were out of here until about 3 o'clock yesterday. Then I came home and I put some more food down for her and make sure she was like rested. And then I was like, well, also yesterday was the first of the month, and I wanted to use my, my Bilt credit card, because I got a Bilt credit card recently, and I'm going to use that as like my rewards credit card, so that way I can get like, travel points and stuff like that. And the reason I got the Bilt credit card is because it allows you to pay your rent and get points for paying your rent, which you can't do on a normal credit card because it will charge you fees, and Bilt like waives the fees. So I wanted to be able to do that because my youngest daughter, if you guys have been here for a minute, joined the army, and I don't know where she's going to get stationed, and I kind of want to be in my traveling area, so she gets stationed pretty far, and I'm going to have to like fly. I want to have a credit card that I'm building up points on to be able to like visit her throughout the year and stuff like that, of course. And my eldest daughter lives really close to me, so I go and drive over to her house like almost every weekend, usually. So that's cool. So yeah, I wanted to be able to use my Bilt credit card yesterday, because on the first of the month, if you don't have a Bilt credit card, it's double the points. So it's double the points for like eating out, double the points for the grocery. I think it's even double the points for paying your rent. So I wanted to like do as many, like I got gas, I got groceries, I pay my rent, I went out to eat, which we'll chat about in a second, and I did all that on my Bilt credit card. And then I was going to pay it off this morning, but it wouldn't let me pay off a zero balance. I got to wait for the balance to hit probably tomorrow, but I got in my calculator how much I'm going to pay, and I'm just going to pay that straight from my debit card, like from my checking account over there, because I don't want to carry a balance on this credit card. I am currently working to pay off my credit cards, but I do want to be able to accumulate points for, like I said, visiting my youngest daughter if she gets stationed somewhere crazy and I can still visit her, like Germany or Washington State or something like that. I want to be able to like visit her a few times a year, and I just want to be able to start traveling a little bit more. I feel like I haven't been able to travel in so many years being a broke single mom, and I want to start investing into myself, my happiness, things that bring me joy. No, I don't want to go on crazy trips and like every month or whatever, but a couple times a year would be nice, especially if my youngest daughter lives close by. I still will have a reason to like travel because I want to, you know. So anyway, it hasn't been the most chaotic weekend, but it hasn't been the best weekend. Scout's over there relaxing. She hasn't even eaten her lunch, and it's like 4:16. She didn't even eat her breakfast until like 2:30. But I think she's just out of sorts because, you know, we had to sleep on the couch and the craziness and everything. So anyway, so yesterday I went without lunch because all of this happened around like lunchtime, and then Scout and I went out, and I was like, yeah, well, I'm gonna have to eat a meal out today probably because of everything that just went on. I didn't have, like, when Scout and I left, I didn't grab much of anything. I grabbed my iPad to make sure that it didn't get waterlogged, which it's been fine. And then I grabbed my laptop because I wanted to edit my morning vlog and get that up because the show still goes on. The show must go on no matter how much chaos is going on in my life. And yeah, so I forgot where I was going with that. Anyway, so so we came, and then when we came back, I was like, well, I haven't even eaten lunch. I gotta go get gas. I gotta go get groceries. I want to get everything today because I get double the points on my Bilt credit card. So then I was like, I'm just gonna eat dinner out. Like, it's my only meal besides breakfast, for one, and I don't like to skip meals. I'm a breakfast, lunch, dinner, sometimes even a snack kind of girl every day of the week. And I at least get my 3 meals in every day of the week. And so yeah, I went to Salt Shack in Tampa. It was divine. I don't feel guilty about eating out. I wish I had been prepared for flooding my apartment though. So I did break my no-buy because my no-buy this year was the first quarter of the year of 2025. For the first 3 months, I wasn't going to eat out and I wasn't going to go to any coffee shops. But I did break it. So, and I knew that there would be at least 2 times I would break my no-buy. My daughter's birthday is March 2nd, my eldest daughter, and I already got her a birthday present, but I thought like we might go out to eat for her birthday, or I might get some food and we cook or something. So I kind of thought like I'm already going to break my no-buy then. And then the Strawberry Festival happens in February, and I'm definitely going to be eating my corn dog and other snacks at the festival. So I knew I would break my no-buy for those 2 things, but I didn't plan on flooding my apartment having to eat out. But I did make it all of January without eating out. No coffee shops, no restaurants. So I kind of did pretty good. I mean, you know, I made it through at least one of the 3 months. Hey, life happens. Can't predict everything. At least nobody's like mad at me. I chatted with the girl downstairs, both the girls, so everything is fine. Nothing in our apartment is ruined. And that's really the gist of my weekend. So I wanted to do a Q&A, but no one left any questions. So next Sunday, I want to do it every Sunday with the weekly expense recap. So if you want to do a Q&A, you have any questions you want to ask me, leave them in the comments down below and I will snip them and chat about them next weekend. I brought my iPad out. It's that serious. I did want to chat about a question, a comment that someone left in one of my most recent videos. The comment reads, "You seriously need to follow Dave Ramsey and the baby steps. This talk about getting a new camera and setup is very concerning. I scrolled back on your videos and you've made very little progress. I'm not trying to be mean, but if you want to be out of debt as quickly as you can, it's going to take a lot of sacrifice." And I want to chat about that a minute because there's some truth in that. It is very hard to get kind of nasty, I guess, like real talk feedback, I guess, in my comment section is kind of like, I want to bury my head in the sand and I don't want to talk about it. But it's very true. I think why I'm not following any Dave Ramsey baby steps is because both of my credit cards are 0% interest, and I have an entire amortization schedule in order to pay them off before the interest starts to kick in. If I get to pay them off before then, great, that's awesome. If I only get to pay them off by the time, like right before the interest kicks in, then that's what it is. My only other debt besides my credit cards is my student loans, and currently I filed for borrower defense program for hopefully forgiveness for my student loans that are through University of Phoenix. So that will be about $60,000 of student loans that will be gone, and then I'll just have to work on paying off the rest, which is about $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, somewhere around there with interest. But I will be able to pay that off no problem if the rest of that gets forgiven. If that doesn't get forgiven, I know people tell me all the time that you cannot file for bankruptcy with student loans. I promise you, I've done my research and I am waiting till I have a point where I can set some money aside. Right now, I'm in the midst of paying off my credit cards. I'm trying to build up my emergency savings in my high yield savings account, and I've just started my 401k and Roth IRA. So I got a lot of money going to random other places. So once I can get some extra funds flowing and I have money for like a bankruptcy for my student loans lawyer like funds set aside, I definitely want to look into it, but I'm also kind of hoping that most of that will be forgiven. I don't think the interest gets forgiven, so I'm going to have a hell of a lot of interest. I might end up with $40,000 to pay back. But I think if I can get to a point where I've paid off my credit cards, like I can sink all of that credit card money every single month into paying off my student loans and get them out. I want to be done with them. No matter what, at the end of the day, I want to be done with them. So whether that means through loan forgiveness and paying off the rest, or bankruptcy for as much as I can and paying off the rest, or whether that means I'm stuck with them and I have to pay all of them off. Regardless, we're gonna figure it out. So that's why I'm not really following Dave Ramsey, because I don't have a lot of debt in random different places. I have 2 credit cards that are 0% and then my student loans, which I'm waiting for forgiveness on most of that. Yes, talking about buying a new camera and maybe a setup, like some lighting or whatever. Listen, YouTube is making me money. This is a side hustle and the business opportunity for me. So I am going to pour back into my business, just like any other business owner would want to pour into their business, especially more so in the beginning of starting up. I'm filming everything right now. All my content is filmed on my iPhone 11 that I've had since 2019 or 2020, one of those, or 2021. It hasn't been past then. So yeah, I would love to have like a camera to film in, for the quality of my videos and just like all the storage that this eats up on my phone. It would be so much better to film, because I feel like if I have better quality, I'll get more views, which will get me more money, and all the money that I'm getting for YouTube right now is going into my high yield savings account to help build up my emergency fund. But I have so many goals that I want to be able to do with this money. I would love to get to a place where I can give back some, and like help out. I also would like to get to a place where I can save for my grandson, so that way he never has to experience any of the hardships that my kids had to experience and that I had to experience. So yeah, the YouTube and social media is a business for me, and I will be pouring back into that. It's not something that I plan on putting thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars into over the years. Of course, there'll be money spent, but yeah. So I'm talking about a couple of $1,000s that I want to pour back into my business. I will be doing that. And yeah, I know I'm making very little progress, and I talk about how much I want to be out of debt, but you know, Rome wasn't built overnight, and it's just not my calling that I can pay off my debt by tomorrow. You know, I am a single person. I'm paying for everything on my own. I'm making a single income because I'm closing out January of YouTube for like $134. That's not going to help much, you know? And all of that's going into my high yield savings account to build my nest egg of my emergency fund. So yeah, I'm basically doing everything as a single person, paying all my bills on my own with one income, my 9 to 5. So yeah, unfortunately, I've just got to live life, and it's expensive, you know? So there's not much wiggle room that I have in order to be able to throw more money at my debt. Could I eat chicken and rice every day? Or beans and rice, like Dave says? Yeah, I probably could, but like, I know that I just wouldn't be happy, and at some point, I need to prioritize my happiness on this journey because I don't want to burn myself out. I don't. And I think, honestly, like, going out to eat, as much as that kind of sucked because it ate into the budget that I didn't set money aside to go out to eat on, but ended up having to do so because of the flooding in my apartment and just the chaos of the day. Like, I think for some reason that kind of helped me reset also. Like, I feel like I can go another month or two without spending money on out to eat besides the Strawberry Fest and my daughter's birthday, you know? So, and I think I might get into a routine where maybe once a month I go out to eat. So that way I can, like, feel good about not going out to eat for the rest of the month kind of thing, you know? Like, I don't have to go out every weekend like I was going. I was getting takeout food every weekend. I wasn't doing Uber Eats. I was picking it up myself, but you know? So, yeah, unfortunately, like, things just are what they are. Okay, enough chatting it up. I am sick and tired. Let's get into all of the numbers. But before we do, you guys know the drill. I am 42 years old. I live in the Tampa Bay area. I am an empty nester. Both of my kids are grown and gone. I have a cute French bulldog named Scout who's resting back there very peacefully. And I rent this a chaotic apartment. I paid off my car, my Jeep Cherokee in 2023, and I make about $75,000 a year. And from my job, I'm a salary employee. My daughter's texting me. Sorry, I'm like looking at that. So let's get into the numbers. Like I said, after taxes, after I put money into my 401k now, after I put money into my high yield savings account because I put $200 into there every time I get paid, I am bringing home $1,950.59. Now this is going to be a little weird because I wanted to put all my expenses for January in January, and then yesterday was the first of the month, so anything I did yesterday went into my February spreadsheet. So right before we break everything down, don't forget, if you want to budget along with me in 2025, go to my Stan store. It is in the link in the description of this video. Go down there, get yourself your 2025 budgeting template, and we can budget together. I built an entire workbook of every single month, so you have all of the formulas are built out and everything. And if you need any customizations, or you have any trouble, or have any questions, concerns, whatever, you know how to reach me. So don't forget to go out there and get your 2025 budgeting template, and the link that is in the description of this video. Okay, now we're gonna get into all of the numbers. Okay, so like I said, I broke everything down between January and February. So on January, I have $79.05 worth of groceries. And then let's go over to February because I've logged the rest of that there. So the rest of the groceries that I bought yesterday are $53.07. By eating out yesterday, $45.33 because I will be tipping. I would hate to go out to eat and not tip. So gas, $44.86. I spent $1,613.65 on rent. That's expensive. Scout, I got her treat out yesterday because, you know, the whole thing with the flooding, and I took her to Hyde Park in Tampa, and I got her a little treat for the dog store there. $4.26 for that. $29 for my stand store. Again, don't forget to get your 2025 budgeting template. It is in the description of this video, and you will just be heading right over to my stand store. That is $29 for my stand store. My cell phone bill is $25. I have Visible by Verizon. I'm on Verizon Towers, and I only pay $25 a month for my phone bill. Hulu is $1.12. So that brings my total of expenses to, let's throw in the groceries. Let's throw in the January groceries and we'll give one total. $79.05. Let's do $79.05. And that's adding everything up. Cool. So I spent $1,895.34 so far. Okay, now I want to give you guys a little recap on January. That does not include anything that I spent yesterday for my groceries, rent, eating out, all that stuff that I talked about in February that I spent is not in this. But I want to give you guys a monthly recap because I went through and did an entire pie chart, which I will put on the screen for you guys right here. And you guys can see it. It's beautiful and I love it and it's magical. So this will tell you what percent of my income went to each category. And last time I did this in December, someone commented that all the categories were there. So hopefully all of the categories are there. I went through and redid the chart. So let's go through it. The biggest one is obviously going to be my rent, where overall I included my entire monthly income. So this includes my entire monthly expenses. So I wanted to include my entire monthly income, and my entire monthly income, which includes the money that I brought over from December, my Amazon storefront money, and my paychecks. I'm not including any of my money for, let me make sure. I'm not including any of my money that I made from YouTube because all of that's going to my high yield savings account. So my entire my entire net income for January was $4,520.88. My entire expenses were $3,894.60. So I broke this down where you can see in this chart. So 41% of my total monthly net income went to rent. Then 9% went to my kids because I gave my daughter money to buy food at the airport when she was flying. I had to pay for my youngest daughter's ticket before she went to the army, stuff like that. So I just put a little kids category for my kids. 2% went to my electric bill. 13% of my income went to my credit cards to make the payments for those. 5% went to car insurance. It says 0% went to SunPass because I think I only paid a couple bucks for my SunPass bill. 0% went to CapCut because that's only $9.99 a month. So I guess it's just overall it's not that much. It's probably 0 point blah blah blah, but I don't have any decimal points in this. It would just make it too cluttered. And then it says car wash is 1%. My Fidelity, which is my retirement account, I have my 401k to come out of my paycheck, and then I have my Roth IRA to just set up a $20 draft once a month right now. I do want to get to a point where it's coming out of my paycheck and I can afford like another 2% to come out. But Fidelity is 1% of my monthly income, and that does not include my 401k. That's only the $20 for my Roth IRA. And then groceries are 15%. Gas is 3%. My Hulu, because it's only $1.12, is 0%. My Stand store is 1%. Scout, she takes up 8% of my monthly net income. Miscellaneous, I'm trying not to miscellaneous items, but that's like my Apple Pay, which I guess I can make an entire Apple Pay thing, because I wanted miscellaneous to be items that necessarily wouldn't be coming over from month to month. So I spent $10.68 at Michael's, getting stuff to make a little craft thing with my doggies, paw prints. So that was what that was about. Where's my chart at? Oh, there it is. So I probably will break this out and put Apple in its own category. And then my cell phone bill, 1% of my net monthly income goes to that. So that's the entire pie chart, and I kind of really like this. I haven't really had a chance to like deep dive look at it today, because I've been doing like other things like meal prepping for the week, doing more cleaning, and I still got more cleaning to do and stuff like that. So I've been a little busy and preoccupied this weekend, but I did build this out earlier today. I just haven't had a chance, because I kind of want to go through and see like typically how much you should spend on groceries, typically how much should you spend on rent and stuff like that, so that way I can kind of see if I need to tighten things up. But it's like I can't really tighten too much, so I don't know. I'm trying my best, y'all. I feel like I'm trying my best, but then other times I'm like, because I'm very hard on myself, I'm like, you're not doing enough, and I'm like crazy with myself, so crazy hard on myself. Anyway, so that is everything for the week. I'm going to stop yapping and let you guys get some more time back in your day. I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget to put your questions in the comment section, and we'll chat next week. Love you. See you tomorrow morning in the vlog.